When the sumac turned to red, she took my hand and held it long and wouldn't look ahead. I was all red dirt and hollow raised and didn't know much more than the weight of rock and iron and the vow I'd sworn before. They burned us out at Jefferson, shot neighbors in the road. Conscript riders came at midnight with their rifles and their oaths. So I rode with Colonel Spencer through the Georgia morning haze. Captain said, "Take that crossing, boys." I was glad to end my days. I held her face inside me like a candle in the black, and I swore by every hollow and every ridge I was coming back. I learned what lives inside a man when the killing starts to flow. Something sharp and cold and hungry that I didn't used to know. I fed it on the Ustinala, and it never let me go. Of 8 feet, watch the Spencer's copper cases scatter at my feet. The second caught it standing as he turned to run the bank. A 44 through the spine he folded, crumpled, sank. Third man raised his hands to the Lord. He meant to give his name. I was past the place of mercy, past the place of shame. Carbine barrel still hot smoking. I reversed and drove it wide, split his jaw against the bank mud, left him for the riverside. The Ustinala didn't care what was done upon her shore, and I was not a man no more, just something built for war. I learned what lives inside a man when the killing starts to flow. Something sharp and cold and hungry that I didn't used to know. I fed it on the Ustinala, and it never let me go. Then they swarmed us at the waterline, a gray and howling press. I pulled iron from my holster and I gutted all the rest. Shot a boy through both his cheekbones as he lunged across the mud. Felt his skull come apart against me, felt the heat of blood. Drew my saber left-handed, shoulder screaming, torn and raw. Opened up the next man's belly, fed him to the shore. Felt a gray cold grab my sword on, drove my elbow through cry no more. Just a stranger's blood in the sand. Something broke inside my chest there. Something that won't mend. The man I was in Jefferson County died out around that bend. I walked back through those red ore hollows. I'll stand inside that door, but whatever she is waiting on, he don't exist no more. Came over on the ground we had paid. I sat beside a sycamore and let the fury fade. It left me like a fever breaks, all cold, sweat and shame. And I looked around at my own boys and saw them look away.